This is obviously, as you see the bass, you all know this. You're hip New Yorkers hearing Smalls, you've seen nothing but basses your whole lives. But my research has shown me that before the bass came into being around 1550, there were lots of instruments that sort of worked their way up to it. And one of my favorites was an instrument called the thud, or the klunk, as it was known in Gaul. Klunk. And it was played, it was a large rock, played beat against a hollow hunk of wood. And it was very popular with certain players. And folks would go into the woods and they'd start practicing the thud and the clunk, and peasants all around the fields would say, "Oh, Bob's in the woods. He's practicing the clunk. Let's go." And they drop their hoes, the farming implements. They drop and run into the forest where Bob would then. They'd start gathering around. Bob would see them, and of course, Bob, being clever, he had lots of tales and songs about their life and times to regale them as they sat around and he played the thud. Fortunately for you, one of those songs has worked its way down through antiquity, which I happen to have found, as played by Bob on the thud. A song by Bob. Life in the Middle Ages. Boom, boom, boom. It's just outrageous. Boom, 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 boom. We toil the soil all day. Hey, 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 hey. There's never time for play. Zoom, zoom, zoom. In the Middle Ages. Lousy work, rotten wages. I think I did the part. Middle Ages, I have it now. Brum, brum, brum. A man must be courageous. Now we're off to the crusades. Pillage villages and maids. In the Middle Ages. In my little village, we try hard not to drink. In my little village, all we do is work and think. Toil the soil, pass the wine. Get drunk and everything's just fine. Middle Ages. Life in the Middle Ages. The plague is so contagious. Where did I get this nasty cough? Why is my right foot falling off? In the Middle Ages. Ah, the Middle Ages, such a peculiar fate. It's amazing anyone lives long enough to mate. Toil the soil and pass the wine. Wine, wine, wine. Get drunk and everything's just fine. In the Middle Ages. In the Middle Ages.
Viking, explore the world in comfort. Viking, explore the world in comfort.
Viking, exploring your world in comfort. Viking, exploring your world in comfort. Viking, exploring your world in comfort.
Viking, explore the world in comfort.
Viking,
Viking, explore the world in comfort.
Viking, exploring your world in comfort. Viking, exploring your world in comfort. Oh, Viking, exploring your world in comfort.
Viking, explore the world in comfort.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just get such a kick out of that. I shouldn't. I know I should be more civilized. But it's like Mad Magazine to me. That's maybe what Mad Magazine would have done. Don't you think? I don't know. Let me turn that light off behind me. Thank you. Oh, such a soothing voice. Thank you. Well, that's the idea. Is to make people want to go on a cruise with this lovely British woman and shoot her. Oh, today's what, Thursday? Good, today's Thursday. That's good. I'm sorry. Forgot to put the button on. There's a mute button that keeps it all from echoing, and if I don't turn the mute button off, it's just, there's always too much to do. Yes, indeedy. God save the Queen. My grandson Vaughn called me from school. He said, "Grandpa, did you hear that the Queen died?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." I was surprised. I was amazed. Well, he's just finished his first day of high school. First day of high school, which is a big deal. He's at the school called the Lab School. Everybody brags about it. I think what we'll do is, you're right. Let me just take a look. Let me take a look for something. Everybody brags about the Lab School, and Vaughn he's a freshman. He's on their varsity soccer team. It's going to be fun. He's going to have a good time down there. I thought, what I'll do is this. I'm going to go into pictures. Live from 585. Give me a second. Let me go into pictures. Into my pictures. Here, I need a picture of the Queen. Queen Elizabeth. Queen. I think it still starts with Q. I don't see QRS. There you go. This is Queen Elizabeth at one little bored moment. Her life got infinitely more interesting as life went on. How old is she? 16. And she was queen she was 70 years, so she was 20, I guess she was 26 when she became the queen, huh? Is that about right? And she was queen all during she led Britain all during the Second World War, and every time she spoke, she was a good person. She was smart. I never heard her make a faux pas, or nobody said, "Oh, did you hear what the Queen said?" No, she was always right on target. So, what are you going to do? The money didn't help the boys very much. It made it kind of difficult for her boys, because they spent some of it in the wrong ways. Oh, wait a minute, I think this will look better. So we're going to just leave a picture of her up there. I'm wondering if the flags are flying at half-mast in the United States in her honor. I just wonder. Who knows? That's a bored look on the Queen's face. She wasn't happy the day that picture was there. She was bored. She was reading, and she didn't like what she was reading. And somebody said, "Smile." And she said, "No, I'm not smiling at anybody. Just take the damn picture and get out of here." But look at that. Behind her is like a golf course. That's her backyard. Well, you learn to live like that. Oh, all the flags. Yeah, okay. In the United States, huh? That's good. That's good. I have no songs about the Queen. And I'm not going to make up any irreverent little pieces. No, that's us. Hi, Ricky. Ricky, are you in London? Ricky Pang, are you in London? Ooh da da dee da do. Whatever happened to the back page of this? Dee da dee da do. No, the back page didn't print, so I'm not going to bother with it. Surprising. I'll play the first part. Because I was just writing this afternoon, I realized this song's going to have to go into my show. Because I talk about John Eaton, the piano player in Washington, who turned me on to Oscar Peterson and Ray Brown. And then I heard Ray Brown playing. I had to have more of that. Well now, if the truth be told. Well now, if the truth be told, I was about 16 years old when I first heard of the gentleman named Ray Brown. He was working with the Oscar Peterson trio. Man, that music meant the world to me. It turned my life around. How did anybody play the bass like that? Every note so. How did anybody play the bass like that? Every note so round, so true, so fat. It was a revelation. So I went everywhere that Ray Brown played, and I bought every record Ray Brown made. I was filled with inspiration. In 1969, I heard Ray Brown was going north. He's going to settle down. Do some teaching in Toronto. Well, a fire lit up inside of me, and I knew where I had to be. Got myself up to Toronto, pronto. And this is the hard part. But up above the Canadian border, winter gets so out of order. Do you know how cold Toronto gets? Bodily warmth is seriously lacking. Bass violin starts seriously cracking. A person could have regrets. The Arctic winds come whistling through. The Arctic winds come whistling through. Your fingers freeze, your lips turn blue. Toronto is one freezing town. Your body aches, your teeth start to chatter. But never mind, it really doesn't matter, because you are there to study with Ray Brown. Every afternoon the sun would shine. Every afternoon the sun would set. Oh well. Every afternoon the setting sun. Every afternoon the setting sun would let you know the day was done. Something, but I don't have the last line to this song. I printed it out, but it didn't get printed. Let's see if I can find it. If the truth be told. If the truth be told. Ba-boop-be-boop-be-dee. Search the web. If the truth be told. Well now, if the truth be told, I was about 13. I was about 15 years old when I first heard of the gentleman named Ray Brown. Let's see what, if I get a PDF, let's see what happens. PDF comes up. Oh, I know what happened. The printer ran out of paper. That's what the problem is. They tried to print the whole song, but the printer ran out of paper. Well, what are you going to do? So here's another one that's going to come in. It's a good little song about Ray Brown, and it's very expository. Is that the word? Of my situation. I don't want to make it too many songs about my ute, but at the same time, if there's nuclear is going to happen. Oh, everything's all confused. I spend so much time trying to figure out a rhyme. No, I didn't. I really was trying to get some videos for the show. Get some videos for the show. Searched through my computer. I know it couldn't be cuter. Looking for some videos. That's how it goes. Find them, but I can't get them in because there's always audio problems that I don't understand. Sometimes they play right away. Sometimes they just want to stay away. And I spent way too much time this afternoon trying to find a way to get the videos doing what they should be doing. Down in the south where I come from, it gets cold in the winter, then it turn your hand numb. Farmer plant tobacco too cold for cotton. Apple lie around on the ground getting rotten and fighting with the Yankee feet along for cotton. Down in the south where I come from, just below the Mason-Dixon line. No mint chillers, just a Yankee wine. A redneck sat hiding out in the hill. Come to town, get drunk, and looking for a thrill. Down in the south where I come from, red dust spouting from the big steel mill. A red dust settle on your windowsill. Breathe enough of it till your lungs are filled. You could die with any luck you will. Down in the south where I come from. Red dust spouting from the big steel mill, yeah, yeah, yeah. Red dust settle on your windowsill. Breathe enough of it till your lungs are filled. You could die with any luck you will. That's down in the south where I come from, it gets cold in the winter, then it turn your hand numb. Farmer plant tobacco too cold for cotton. Apple lie around on the ground getting rotten and fighting with the Yankee beat long for cotton. Down in the south where I come from, I say down in the south where I come from. It's a good song. I'm going to use that. That's definitely part of the act. I cannot leave my face against the door anymore. Because every time I put it there, I forget, and then my daughter comes home. And she can't get in her own room. Because I have forgotten to leave the path free. And that's not very nice. That's not a good thing. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to reach down here, get some paper, talk amongst yourselves, get some paper here. Oh, let me get some, I'll use this paper. I use this paper here because the other paper is too expensive. It's just 28-pound stuff. And this is Staples. Now, if I can get it open by the end of the show, it'll be good. But you know how it is with these, as your fingers get older. Where's a scissor? Do I have scissors? Oh, yes. And this is where he cuts his finger off, ladies and gentlemen. No, I can't seem to get it. They got it well protected. This paper will never run out because you'll never use it. Let's try this method. I can't get into this paper. Isn't this fun? Now, what I want to do is not hurt myself with the scissors. I want to be very careful. Oh, I think we've made progress. I worked my way in. I'm going to put the scissors down right now, and that's the end of them. We're getting there. Here it comes. I think this much paper will be just fine. If you hear a loud thump and then you don't see me anymore, me and the Queen. Yes, look at that. It's totally empty. And right away, as soon as it happens, the last page prints. Uh-oh, here comes some more. Anyway, it's good. I like it. Something else printed. Let's see what it was. Maybe it's a message from the devil. It says, it's a report from the printer. Thank you, Mr. Printer. I appreciate that. Put that up there because I'll put it in a trash can later. Now I've got the last page of that song about Ray Brown. I like this song. This song is very real to me. Well, now, if the truth be told, might as well play the bass with, huh? Don't you think? See, from now on, I'll be practicing the songs that go on the show and the script. Because between you and me, I don't want to walk out there and just be talking to people and sort of like casually, like a cabaret act. I want it to be a real, well-constructed play. One-man show, one-man version, with a script that uses nice, picturesque, colorful words, and not the first thing that comes to mind to try to get an idea across. I mean, there are people who speak that in rich, colorful words, and I occasionally manage it. I mean, like the rest of us, I occasionally come up with a nice turn of phrase. But for the most part, it takes thinking about it. And then I know it's if you want it to sound natural, you don't do that. But I don't want it to sound so natural. I want it to sound very informative and picturesque. I want the whole thing to be a play, a play about a bass player. And by the name of it, the working title of it is Good Boys Do Fine Always. And I do the first piece, which is when I was a little boy growing up in Baltimore, I used to tell my mom, every day my mama would, when I was a little boy, every day my mama would pray. 6 children going every which way for the devil. We was mighty fine prey. We was Billy, John, Boy, Jean, Valerie, and Jazz. Billy, John, Boy, Jean, Valerie, and Jane. Billy, John, Boy, Jean. Tomoko keeps going. And I start to talk. Or maybe I... Billy, John, Bowie, Jean, Valerie, Jake. Yeah, I come from, and then in a nice way, talk about the family. I mean, in a well-constructed way, talk about the family. Briefly, my parents, my father was born in 1906, my mother was born in 1911. We were 6 kids. We were all raised very Catholic, and that was my mother's doing, because she was from an Irish family. My father was actually a Southern Baptist. But he went along. He didn't care. He went along. And I talk about being raised, and I talk about the family a little bit. My Aunt Mary who was such a great influence on us all. She taught us music, and I never did get the mnemonics. I got new mnemonics for the treble clef, which are every good boy does fine, and FACE. Is that right? FACE, that's correct. The bass clef, the lines were, good boys do fine always, and all cows eat grass. And I thought, because I couldn't remember anything, I would remember the words, but it took me so long. They should have just pointed at the line and said, hit here. When you see that line, hit here. You see that note, hit here. See that note, hit here for 2 beats. And stop all the FACE stuff. Anyway, all good boys do fine. Good boys do fine always. Let me tell you about a girl that I met in the Chanticleer. And I was a good boy. At 7 years old, 8 years old, I was studying piano at Peabody. And there was, what kind of 7-year-old do that's bad? At 7, you don't even, you can't even think of bad things. Well, you can think of mischief. You throw peas in your sister's milk and stuff like that. But it took a little while. When I was let me tell you about a girl that I met in the Chanticleer. Back when I was 16. Lord, she was beautiful. She danced for the people in a way that I had never seen. We'll have to print this out because I want to complete this thing. Chanticleer. And besides, I'm putting all these things in the book. I'm right. Chanticleer. Chanticleer. There you go. Copy pages. Bop, bop. Print. Huh? Let me tell you about a girl that I met in the Chanticleer. Back when I was 16. Lord, she was beautiful. She danced for the people
in a way that I had never seen. Lord, she was a beauty, dancing was her duty. To the music of the band, folks coming in the Chanticleer, she would dance and they would stare. I was lost in Wonderland. I was working at the Chanticleer in the front room, playing Dixieland jazz, and this was a little room in the back. I used to go there Sunday nights to play some music, drink some whiskey, greet the morning sun. I used to go there Sunday nights to play some music, drink some whiskey, and drive her home when she was done. I used to spend all of my Sunday nights that way, almost living in a trance, walking around the Chanticleer, doing my best not to stare, but watching that girl dance. This was Baltimore back in the 50s. This is too high. This is Baltimore back in the 50s. Lovely place to be. The worries of the world did not exist then. At least looking back, it seems that way to me. I'm going to go down to E flat. I'm in F. I had never seen a live girl dancer with no clothes on. Gracious, what charisma she possessed. I used to go downstairs and talk to her through the front door of her dressing room while she got dressed. Every Sunday night I could not wait to see her. Every Sunday night it was the same. Every ounce of my existence threatened to break out into total, unabashed, burning flame. I thought you'd never ask, but no, we never made love. That was not to be at the time. But she filled my life with deep infatuation and semi-drunken Sunday nights sublime. Sunday nights sublime. He really was a most God-fearing boy. Sought and never found his share of joy. He knew his catechism well, and he feared the pains of hell. He was headed for damnation. The world was so full of temptation, and he knew he could not win. Yes, he knew he'd die in sin. So he struggled and he fought, knowing that God knew his every thought. But in the fever of his fright, God appeared to him one night. The Lord said, son, you got to find my people, you've got to find my steeple, and learn to pray. Son, you know, son, your life is getting shorter. You better find a holy order. Join a holy order right away. Anyway, I'm thinking about it. It's a little heavy. It's a bit heavy for that. Maybe I can stick that one in earlier. We'll have to see. I want to find some place to fit in. If it doesn't fit in, it's not going in. Because it doesn't. It might fit after that song. It might fit after it. It might. We'll leave it right here. We won't put it too far away. I've got a nice organized folder for the show and with the scripts in it and everything. And I walked the streets as I walked home from, I got vaccinated this afternoon, and my arm is killing me. I didn't get vaccinated, I got the flu shot. Yesterday I was vaccinated, and this arm's nice. This arm It's a little sore. But I got the flu shot today, and it hurts. My right arm hurts. Oy vey. I got the senior one where they just keep pumping flu into you. They keep pumping the stuff into you. Just feel better. But my arm hurts. Ay. But that's all right. It's not. You can't. I can play the bass with it, but I can't. We'll see what's going to happen in exercise world tomorrow. Well, now with the truth. So here it is. Well, now if the truth be told, I was about 14. I was about 15 years old when I first heard of the gentleman named Ray Brown. He was playing with the Oscar Peterson Trio. Man, that music meant the world to me. Oh my, it turned my life around. How did anybody play the bass like that? Every note so rich, so true, so fat. It was a revelation. So I brought every record Ray Brown, right, and I went everywhere that Ray Brown played. I was filled with inspiration. In 1959, I heard Ray Brown was going north, going to settle down, do some teaching in Toronto. Well, the fire lit up inside of me, and I knew where I had to be. I got myself up to Toronto. Pronto. But up above the Canadian border, winter gets so out of order. Do you know how cold Toronto gets? Oops. Do you know how cold Toronto gets? Page 3 is sitting there, and page 4 is making itself, is being a bully. But up above the Canadian border, winter gets so out of order. Do you know how cold Toronto gets? Bodily warmth is seriously lacking. Bass violins start seriously cracking. A person might have regrets. The Arctic winds come screaming through. Your fingers freeze. Your life. The Arctic winds come screaming through. Your fingers freeze. Your lips turn blue. Toronto is one freezing town. Bodily aches. Your body aches. Your teeth. Your body aches, your teeth start to chatter, but never mind, it does not matter, because you are going to study with Ray Brown. Every afternoon, the setting sun would let you know that the day was done. Those days, those winters could be tough. Oh boy, listen to this nice line. I'll repeat that. Every afternoon, the setting sun would let you know that the day was done. Those winters could be tough. And as the evening frost began to glisten, Ray Brown would play and we would listen. I never did get enough. Well, now, if the truth be told, I was about 14 years old when I first heard of the gentleman named Ray Brown. I always thought he was the best of us. Now he's left it up to the rest of us. That's a new line. I forgot that line. Didn't I? I always thought he was the best of us, and now he's gone and left it up to, and now he's left it up to the rest of us. He's gone, and I always thought he was the best of us. Now he's gone and left it up to the rest of us. Adios, Ray Brown. Walk that walk, Ray Brown. Talk that walk, Ray Brown. Adios, Ray Brown. I miss that big broad smile. No, I don't guess I have to. Can't. No medleys in this. It has to be one song. And you have to decide what it's going to be, and that's it. Maybe, I can do that in the second half because I want to do both of them. Anyway, get the point. But I'm getting it together. Well, now, if the truth be told, I never did record that. Well, now, if the truth be told, I was about 13 years old. No, I was about 15 years old. We'll get all that straight. Let me get this out of the way here. Unnecessary. Something about time consuming. I gotta find out what that is. Let's get back into it. Just got into my banking app after being on the phone for 3 hours. I did the same thing. I know it's disgusting. I'm trying to call CVS, and I spent more time. Don't you agree? Let me and the Queen. Let's see. Get myself up to where she is. What is she doing with her hand? She's got her hand back here. Her hand completely hidden. But she's bored. She's really bored. Her head's really down. That's it. Yes, Chris, we need you here. Overwhelming, all of it, Chris. Time consuming. The relaxing sound of a printer. Oh yeah, maybe it's made in Japan. Of course it is. Oh, there's Tomoko. Tomoko, did you hear, you heard Ray Brown, right? We're going to do that in the first half, and then we'll miss him in the second half. And then we'll do Life Out on the Road, but that has to come later. Viking, this is a message that shall for review. Of course. I wonder if Queen Elizabeth ever took a Viking cruise. Probably not. She was just on her own yacht. She didn't need to do that. Mountain Dew. Trove upset you? No, nobody upset. No, I'm downstairs working on the printing and making sure the show is properly done. As always, we have a little trouble with the sound. We've got too many knobs. And we always forget one, and I'm downstairs asleep or eating Cheetos or something, and I know, Chris, I know. I'm sometimes very busy, sometimes very, very busy, and the boss keeps me, oh, look, there's Queen Elizabeth. Oh, sorry, Queen. Oh, boy, I hear she passed away today. She did. She went through the Second World War with us. Wow. I believe that's right. 70 years. No. She was queen in 1950. So she didn't go through the Second World War. King George did, I believe. King George did. She said she was queen for 71 years, so that would have been 1952, and the war was over. Okay. So she was 96. Okay. All right. Queen used the Royal Navy for cruises. Good for her. That's the way I like it. I'm going to use our Royal Navy for cruises. Cheetos. Go, Trove, go. Sonny and Al cousin. She used the Queen Elizabeth. Wonder if she really did. Maybe it wasn't called the Queen Elizabeth. I don't think the Queen Elizabeth was built until the 60s or the 70s. I do believe there's a technical problem there. Anyway, I think I'll just, in her honor, and really, I'm not. The more I thought about it, the more I really realized how important she was to Americans. Just in friendship and what a great job she did of connecting with the British people and keeping them believing in Britain and believing in democracy and being something very proud. Now, her son, is it Philip or William? Oh, what's her son's name? I forgot what his name is. Can't think of what his name is. Anyway, I'm going to just let us go on that tonight. So I'm just going to see if I can. I know what to do. I'm going to make up a fade. I'm going to make up a fade window. We'll get rid of this. Make the text real big. And that'll be that. All right. I will see you all maybe tomorrow. I hope so. But definitely not Saturday night. And probably I'll be out. We're going out to the Deerhead Inn Saturday night to the Coda Festival, which is all day out there. It's great fun. They have all kinds of groups coming from all over. Dennis McCrell is going to join Helen Sung and my daughter and me. It's my daughter's gig, actually. So, I will see you all tomorrow night. Oops. Hiccuping all the way. Good night.